Now for our feature story of the day, let's discuss the latest from ARK Invest CEO, Cathie Wood. She says Bitcoin could soar 5,837% by the year 2030. I'll be sharing her timeline, her mathematics, and let's break this prediction down. And shout out to the one and only Cathie Wood. So yeah, the ARK Invest CEO and Chief Investment Officer has set the financial world abuzz with her bullish Bitcoin forecast. Wood boldly predicted that the Bitcoin price would surge 5,837%, reaching a price of $3.8 million per coin by 2030. Only 6 years out. Actually, 5.5 years out, even sexier. Her bullish projection, coupled with the recent resurgence in the market sentiment, is igniting excitement amongst crypto enthusiasts and investors worldwide. Although the 3.8 million price sounds enticing, some are saying there's no way possible. But hey, I know Bitcoin has no top because fiat has no bottom, but let me know your thoughts. Now, launched in 2009, Bitcoin is the world's first digital asset, and it is the prominent token leading the crypto world. In fact, I will dare say, if Bitcoin doesn't succeed, no altcoin has any chance to succeed. So if you're a purist of Bitcoin, of course, you're on Team Bitcoin. And if you're an anti-Bitcoiner and you're only an altcoiner and you're wishing the demise of Bitcoin, and then you're shooting yourself in the foot because your alts are all demised from day one. So, keep that in mind. But anyway, Wood's ambition 3.8 million Bitcoin prediction implies a market cap of around $79 trillion. And according to the author of Yahoo Finance here, whoever wrote the story, they say it's unrealistic by 2030. So what's the total addressable market? Earlier, Max Kaiser pointed out in a tweet, let's take a look here and go back. He says 400 trillion. I've seen estimations from Mikey Saylor that the total addressable market could be close to maybe 900 trillion. I've heard estimates of 700 trillion, but let's just say it's 400 trillion, and let's use Max's math. That's not even 1/4, 39 trillion. So is it possible? I think so. Is it the most likely scenario? Who knows? We don't know the faith of the dollar. 6 years is a long time from now, so keep that in mind. But Wood emphasized the impact of the regulatory clarity on the Bitcoin future with the recent spot Bitcoin ETFs and the approval signifying a regulatory shift and widening the crypto adoption as a whole. Market analysts attribute Bitcoin breaking all-time highs prior to the most recent halving events to the Bitcoin ETF inflows. And additionally, the Ethereum ETF approval is strengthening the narrative of wider adoption. The ETFs have made investing in crypto more accessible for both institutional and retail investors, and BlackRock is killing it, being the largest asset manager and the largest holder of Bitcoin through their custodian, Coinbase, and Fidelity is not doing so shabby either. The approvals validate crypto's mainstream acceptance and extinguish some of the mistrust over in crypto. Now, Cathie Wood's price projection is undeniably bold and very unlikely given the multitude of factors that would need to play out. Institutional adoption and regulatory change are driving the Bitcoin demand. However, competition and minimal room for growth compared to other cryptos are real challenges that must be considered. Nonetheless, Bitcoin still requires thorough research and understanding of one's risk tolerance prior to investing into the cryptocurrency. And let's see if I can go up here and break down a little bit more of the math, which I guess I looked over. So yeah, pointed out here, Bitcoin has rebounded significantly in the recent weeks, up 20% since the end of June. Currently, Bitcoin is priced at around currently at the time of this recording, 60,000 with a 1.3 trillion market cap, making up over half of crypto's aggregate market cap, which is approximately, as of today, I think I said 2.11 trillion. So the market cap overall has been on the decline. But I want to know your thoughts on Cathie Wood's ambitious 3.8 million projection, and something you have to consider as well. This is her bull scenario. I mean, a while back, I think it was years ago, she came out, made a bold projection or prediction that by the year 2030, she believes, via ARK Invest, that Bitcoin would hit $1 million per coin. And then every so frequently, she's been upping it. And since the Bitcoin ETFs have been so successful this year, since January 11th, since their launch, she's even more optimistic. So this is more recently her making this prediction when she was being interviewed. Let me know your thoughts. I think it's a probability Obviously, there's no guarantee. Nobody has a crystal magic 8 ball where you can just ask, where will the Bitcoin price be by 2030? But if I was to speculate, I'd say somewhere between $1 and $5 million. And let me tell you why. Hear me out. I think by 2029, we hit the coveted 7-figure mark. Year after the halving, next halving, estimated to be April of 2028. Year following the halving, we typically hit the cycle peak. That's when I think it's most realistic. We hit 7 figures. Depending upon how many multiple 7 figures will depend upon the state of the US dollar. Is it still going to be in existence? Will it be a cashless society? Will it be replaced with a stable coin or a CBDC, which is one of the agendas of the dark forces of evil? You got to let me know your thoughts, family. But anything is possible. Jerry and Timmer of Fidelity has predicted Bitcoin hitting $1 billion. He's the head of macro at Fidelity, a major asset manager. He says $1 billion by 2038. But his core reasoning behind that is hyperinflation of the dollar. What if the dollar suffers the same fate as the whatever is in Argentina? I'm going to assume it's a peso. I'm not 100% sure. Or that Germany currency that got hyperinflated. You know what I mean? So there's so many things that can happen. But one thing is for certain. This cycle we're in is not primarily driven by retail. Previous cycle, 2020 halving, 2021 all-time high peak 69, geez, baby, that was driven purely from retail. This time we have nation state adoption. We got sovereign wealth fund adoption, right? We have the United States potentially having a president that's going to embrace Bitcoin. Whoa, who would have thought or thunketh previous cycle that the United States of America could potentially have a president that will stockpile the bitty? Pretty wild, right? Now, obviously, there's a lot of bullishness. The institutional inflows didn't exist previously. That just started this year as of January. They're already setting record-breaking numbers, right? Breaking all records of ETF inflows thanks to the Bitcoin ETFs. So more and more people are going to get exposure to Bitcoin. It's still overall a very nascent asset class, meaning we're just getting started. It's a mere 1 trillion. So could you see Bitcoin going from 1 trillion market cap to 79 trillion? Like, good Lord, that's roughly 79x, maybe 75x because we're just over 1 trillion, just ballparking it. But it's pretty wild. But anyways, fam, let me know your thoughts with Cathie Wood, ARK Invest CEO. Her prediction of her bull scenario hitting 3.8 million. And by what year do you think we're likely to hit it? Holla at your boy, and welcome to the Q&A segment of the live stream. This is your opportunity to comment, ask questions. I encourage everyone to visit the direct YouTube link, which is cryptonewsalerts.net. That way you can interact in the chat and ask questions. We got over 1,800 people already here. I'm going to be streaming for the next hour. Let's go.